Ho ho, me hearties, a very, very good morning to you and a very warm welcome to our random pop-up this morning. It's Thursday the 14th of April, and that's 2022. I like to add the year because time flies at such a rate. Always lovely to have you all with us, and dinky do from Scottie McClue to every single one of you. Now, the format, this is 1 hour of superb, scintillating information, education, and entertainment. We talk about all sorts of subjects, so we're not necessarily subject-based, although we have been talking about transportation. And transportation is to get rid of our criminals from the United Kingdom. So I think that would be a fabulous idea. Just send them to another country and get shot, same as we did in the 17, 1800s, and even the early 1900s, sent them off to Australia. That's the stuff. There's VJ. Good morning, VJ. How lovely to have you with us, and a big dinky do to you. Fantastic. Thank you to everyone who joined us yesterday morning, and thank you to everybody who joined us last night at 10 o'clock sharp, 10 p.m. What a fantastic show. And we've uploaded that. Now then, what have we got here? Fantastic. Dinky do Kareem. Lovely to have you with us. And we'll be taking calls in a few minutes' time, Kareem. Hello, I love your accent. Thank you, Dirk. Good morning, Dahun. Good morning. How lovely to have you with us, Dahun. Hello, Scottie. Wait a minute, off to Benidorm tomorrow. Oh, Nafua. Have a wonderful holiday in Benidorm. Enjoy it. The Herc has sent me a beautiful red rose on TikTok. You're very kind, Dirk, and thank you very much for that. Wonderful. Have a lovely time. Good morning, says Dahyun. Good morning, Dahyun, and thank you. Morning, Mr. McClure. Morning, Finn. Lovely to have you with us. Welcome, welcome. Share this with everybody and get following as soon as you come on, guys. It's very important. Hi, Rosie. Good to have you with us. Alfers has sent me a red rose. Thank you, Alfers. Morning, everybody. Lovely to have you with us. Morning, Scottie. Rangers fan, good morning. We are the people. Absolutely. And of course, in the interest of balance, mon the hoops. There we go. Now then, who else have we got? Dinky do. My door mirror has come off. Oh dear. I don't really think there's much we can do about that. Probably a coach builder might be more helpful. Fantastic. Try that. That's what it's about, I say. There we are. I'm a beautiful man. Are you? Yes, good. We're glad to hear that. What's your opinion on the Great Reset? Well, we don't know if it exists or if it just exists in people's imagination. There we are. Jumbo Sausage, hello. Do you think Robert the Bruce was right to murder John Comyn? I will look into that and get back to you. We don't comment on individual cases. Wonderful stuff. Thank you for the finger heart. Lovely. Alfels, you've just become a top viewer to Scottie McClue. How amazing is that? Hashtag Floatai, the first lord of the internet. Never scroll, never troll. People don't understand you never, ever, ever troll Scottie McClue, or you get a lifetime ban, and you are down the Swanee. There's Beppe. Good morning, Scottie and Dinky-Doo. Beppe, how lovely to have you with us. Si, senor. Wonderful, wonderful. Now then, vote to Labour, says Eugene. Do you think so, Eugene? Any particular reason? We're not really politically orientated on here, but we're always interested in people's opinion. So why would you vote Labour? Thank you, Alfers, for my egg and for my rose. You're very, very, very generous. Follow us as soon as you come on, guys. Johnny B. Goods just followed. Thanks, Johnny. Proper human being there. Check your likes. My likes are fabulous. Thank you so much. That is just beautiful. Who's saying that? Rosie. Rosie, that's great. I've got 870, 832, 847, 850 likes. How I made 862 likes. Hocus pocus. Hello, watch the Liam and Kieran show. Ah, yes, we'll certainly be doing that. I'll call Scotty when you open up. We'll be opening up just in a couple of minutes. Can you speak any Japanese? There we are. Fantastic. Sayonara. Robert the Bruce, he was a legend. He certainly was. Scotty, have you ever been to the Broch? Ah, Jabo. Sure, I worked for the Grampian television up in Aberdeen, and I used to go out to Crimond, that stuff, and to the Broch and Peterhead. I don't understand you. Maybe you've got some sort of problem. You should get yourself checked because they don't come much clearer than me. So there you are. Can you speak a bit better? No, nobody can speak better than Scottie McClue. So what you need to do, get yourself an appointment with a psychologist and see if you can sort yourself out. Kareem, thank you for my beautiful gifts for the football. Mr. McClue, how are we this morning? Scrag, lovely to have you with us. Now, what have we got here? I would not vote Labour as they're too soft, says Sukadeep. Fantastic. Well, we don't want anybody too soft. There's Kareem Dinky-Doo Scotty. George has just joined us. George, the football manager, and says, morning, Scotty. Dinky-Doo, good morning, George. So we'll have some comments. We'll be opening up the phones just in a minute or so. Right, user, I don't know why you keep sending this thing with Scottish Water. I don't know what your game is. Tell us more. User 34716 keeps sending Scottish Water. I don't know if he means my Scottish Water. Oh, that's absolutely lovely. Right, thank you for my egg and my panda, Kareem. That's beautiful. Bet you're minted, Scotty. Well, it's just the way I dress, you know. It's wonderful, isn't it? Thank you for the tennis balls. Lovely to have you with us, Dinky-Doo. Who cares about UK politics? It's a huge mess. Well, that's why everybody should be caring, surely. Otherwise, you're letting them off with the lot. Happening, big man. There you are. Can you say hi to Joseph? Yes, we can. I spoke to you in the 90s on the radio, the 11 p.m. show. Well, I think, Finn, it was the 10 p.m. show, but perhaps you spoke to me at 11 p.m. That would be the thing. Guys, look at all of the TikTok videos, like them and share them, please. Follow me as soon as you come on. It's a golden rule of TikTok that if you've got a TikTok account, you follow Scottie McClue. Reason being, this is TikTok's top talk show, and we need to have everybody with us. So never, ever miss a second of Scottie McClue. Set your notifications. Let me know when Scottie McClue goes live, because this is your passport to the future. Then you will get the chit chat and you'll get into the world's top talk show. Yes, indeed, the voice of the world, radio talk show. You can't beat that, can you? Have you ever been to the US? Dahyun, that is a luxury. Up until now, I've denied myself, but I want to go to the US and to do all your evening shows on radio and television. The Scottie McClue TV show across the United States of America would be amazing. There you are. You would love it. And all Americans would come and join us because, there's so many things we can share. Good morning, Scotty. Good morning, Simon. How lovely to have you with us. And welcome, the wonderful Simon Entwistle there. Scotty, remember when you did a show on your radio, broadcasting legend? I do, George. I have a great affection for your radio. It was a great wee station. There we are. Now, who have we got here? Follow us as soon as you can, guys. Is that water from the Highlands? Absolutely straight off the mountains. Never ever miss Scottie McClue drinking Scottish water. Follow us as soon as you come on, guys. Fantastic. There's Paisley Butts following. Thank you. Twinkie is following. There we are. The Country Boy is following. You had me, Scotty. No bother, Excelsior. I worked with East of Scotland Water. Excellent. Very nice. Well, this is West of Scotland Water. Oh, and we love it. Absolutely Dinky-Doo. Have you ever been to the Middle East? No, but I've worked with a lot of people from the Middle East who said to me, you can't go on the sand during the day without your shoes. It's too hot. And I think the Middle East might be too hot for me. So there we are. But I love the concept of the Middle East. And I believe the food is outstanding. Wonderful, wonderful. Straight from the stream. Absolutely, John Skye. No problem at all. If you've just joined us, folks, a very, very good morning. You're watching Scottie McClue, the world's top talk show. Scottie McClue, the voice of the world, radio talk show. So if you're looking for a talk show, stick with us. 10 o'clock at night, we do the phone in as well. Time to open up the lines for the telephones. Now get telephoning, guys. If you want to phone in and you're live on TikTok right now, go to the Scottie McClue YouTube channel, right? Scottie Voice of the World Radio Talk Show, Scottie Voice of the World Radio Talk Show, and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Thoughts on Coat Bridge? I love Coat Bridge. Fantastic. The Whifflet. Rise up against England. Amen. Never, ever, ever, ever rise up against England, right? I mean, maybe Westminster's a different story, of course, but never England. England's beautiful. We take water for granted in Scotland. Yes, we do. Fantastic. Now, there's Ash the Joker, who's just a half-witted idiot. Ash the Joker, such a shame you're a half-witted idiot, and you've blown your chances on here, babe. Bye. Bye. Right, he's gone down the Swanee with the trolls. Remember, anybody cheeks up to Scottie McClue, they are toast. A lifetime ban is the reward for trolling Scottie McClue. There's Coyle away down the Swanee. Coyle, you need to learn to shush. Right, say bye-bye to Coyle, everybody. He is a half-wit. He's gone. Bye-bye, Coyle. Right, that's great. Fantastic. Now, who have we got here? Have you ever been to Burniston? No, I haven't. Do you like the Garm Gad? Very, very much. I don't like the Garm Gad. I love the Garm Gad. There we are. Can't get through. Okay, Kareem, that's because we haven't opened the show up to the phone lines. So if you're watching right now, you should be ready to phone Scottie McClue. The number is across the bottom of the screen. Kareem, I think you'll find that the phone lines are open now. So why not give it a whirl? That's what it's all about. Are you a Scot Nat? No, I'm apolitical. But I do believe economically, Scotland could have a fantastic economy, from that point of view. But no, I don't do nationalism or any of that nonsense. Good morning from Ireland. Lovely to have you with us from Ireland, and a big dinky do. The reason I don't do nationalism is because I can't really think that small, if you see what I mean. Have you ever been fishing in the Clyde? Many, many times. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Hi, Scottie. It's Kareem. How you doing?
Good morning, Kareem. How lovely to have you with us.
Yes, not bad, Scottie. How are you?
You think you do? We're excellent, Kareem. This is just amazing.
Absolutely, Scottie.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm blown away with the progress we're making. At first, I thought, oh, there's not that many people joining us, and then just suddenly, whoosh.
I've noticed you've been like 10 in the morning and about 10 at night, and it's getting a good different group of people coming on and off, but it's still getting the numbers as well.
Yeah, and what I'm thinking, Kareem, I'm just wondering if the big attraction is the fact that people know when it's coming on rather than random.
I put it as a routine.
Yes.
Rather than
people actually like a bit of a routine, and of course, on the radio, I was 10 o'clock sharp every night, or 9 o'clock sharp every morning.
Yes. Absolutely.
So people knew when to come and join you, and it was amazing just to watch the thousands and thousands coming and joining.
Yeah.
So,
Scottie, some things last night, for the people that were listening, when you were speaking, and some people made a comment there about England, etc.
Yes.
Which is wrong.
Yes, absolutely. The whole concept of nationalism, in quotation marks, nationalism, is that I can't think that small. So I'm not a globalist, but I'm a universalist, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe in people having their national identity, and Scottish nationalism is actually the antithesis of English nationalism. But what I will not tolerate from Scotland is any dislike or hate of another country, including England.
Correct.
You know?
And vice versa as well, Scotty.
Yes. Well, I won't tolerate the English hating the Scots or the Irish hating this or what have you. I don't like hate because it shuts off avenues of learning.
Correct. And I think England is a beautiful country.
Yes.
And there's lots of places people like to visit, and vice versa. Like with the Highlands, people come flocking to the Highlands.
You see, there's a guy saying good morning from Ireland, Kareem, which is just wonderful. He's just joined us from Ireland. There's Andy saying, are you for the United Kingdom or for Scotland leaving? And I think we could probably say, I think Scotland will have to leave because of Brexit.
Correct.
You know?
But you put that last night, Scotty, and quite a few people were offended about when you said, no, we need to leave.
Yes.
And you put the question out, well, give me arguments to stay part of the UK. Not one of them got back to you.
No, there is no argument because the union is built on sand, jiggery pokery and skullduggery. And there's no way out of that. It was to suit Westminster, and the monarch at the time was very, very manipulative. And it's a shame because she was a Stuart. She was the last of the Stuarts. And she was very, very manipulative because she wanted to get her hands on Scotland's money when it was down. So she kicked Scotland when it was down. There was famine. There was starvation. There was, well, as a result of the famine, there was starvation. There was war. There was upset. There was the whole lot. And she just got the nobles who'd been fighting each other together and bribed them. And she bribed them for a few quid. And of course, they fell for it. And then they had to seriously reduce the economy of Scotland to facilitate the economic union.
Yeah. Well, last night, Scotty, I don't know the person's name. It was on the YouTube channel, but he kept going on about aliens.
Yeah, he was a funny one. I don't know how much we want to put up with that. I do like a difference of opinion, but he was also cheeking up to the likes of your good self.
Well, you missed some comments, Scotty, because they were quite insulting towards some people and yourself as well.
Well, we'll maybe just, if he comes on again, we'll maybe consider sending him doing the Swanee.
At first I was a bit angry, but I thought I'm not going to get myself involved because, as we spoke before, there are people that do have severe mental health issues or severely attention-seeking, and I think that individual probably had a little bit of both last night.
Yes,
because it wasn't normal behaviour.
But we can't actually be here as a place for people with severe mental problems. That's not the purpose of the phone-in, although we can touch on things.
Yes, it can help the best you can, but when there's insults and everything...
No, well, we're not putting up with the insults, Kareem. I mean, they all disappear at the end of the show anyway. But, we're not putting up with that, so I'll have a look. Obviously, I'm not going to read out insulting comments,
Correct. I thought it was interesting, Scotty, as well, what you said there about someone asked you about going to America. And I, as you know, I think I said last night, I've spoken in the past, I kind of developed a fear of flying now. So part of me is now, I've booked a holiday, believe it or not. I'm going to the Canary Islands with one of my work colleagues. She wants to get away, and I said, right, I'll come with you. So that's the challenge again, to get on a plane.
Now, you've said a very interesting thing. Do you know, somebody's just popped up in the TikTok and said, good day, sir, from New York City. Isn't that beautiful?
we go. Yeah.
Yep. I'll tell you something, Scotty. I wish the Solway line was still in Texascom. The Solway is another beautiful part of the thing. Hang on to get rid of this idiot Derek. There we are, half-wit. I'm just getting rid of a half-wit, Kareem. What was I going to say to you? Oh, yes, you've said an interesting thing when you said, I've developed a fear of flying. So is this something relatively new? Did you used to fly no problem at all?
Yes, from up to the age of 16, you know, you could go away with your parents, and we always went to Spain every year to see family. But after that, it became I think 21 was the next time I went on a plane over to Spain for a funeral, and it's just went less and less. And I don't know if it's as I'm getting older, just the fear of, you know, knowing how an engine works.
Yes, I mean, it's meant to be the safest mode of transport. I mean, as a youngster, you know, I had the usual things that kids get, travel sickness and anxiety and all that kind of stuff. And as I grew up and actually had a look at things myself, I thought, no, we don't really need this, and we don't need this. And the first time I got in a plane, I got descent sickness, and I was very, very ill. You know, I just felt dreadful. And, you know, that was in the 70s. I was going for a job interview in London, you know, and incredible, very enterprising at the time. I didn't get the job, but, you know, that was flying in a jet, and it was stacked up and then just kind of plummeted straight down. And of course, I was very ill, but I'd had a drink, I'd had alcohol in the morning on the plane, and I also at that time smoked cigarettes. So I would think actually they were a lot to do with it. And then as a sort of mature adult, getting on a plane, I just adore it. And I love the short hops to London. They had me down one day in a following wind in 50 minutes.
Right.
So 50 minutes to London. And I remember dropping my girlfriend at Glasgow Airport because our family were meeting her in London. And by the time I got back through the traffic, I thought she'll just be about landing now.
Wow, goodness. You know, and then you had Concorde as well, if you remember Concorde.
Well, I one of my regrets is they took Concorde off and I didn't get a flight in it, because I think, was it not something like 4 hours to New York?
It was very quick. Yes, it was very quick.
4 or 5 hours to New York. I mean, tremendous. And of course, lovely to see her. Concorde lands with the Colonel in the Wild Geese.
Right. Okay.
Yes,
right.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It comes over by Concorde, and you saw the shield. One of the features of Concorde, if I remember right, was she had the window shields that came up when she landed. So she must have had special glass shields. And then you could also drop her nose to see where you were going. I'm pretty sure you could drop the nose cone. The pilot could drop the nose cone, because with a nose cone there, you couldn't see a thing when you'd landed.
Right. Okay. I think they got rid of the plane because it turned out it wasn't safe.
Well, no, there was a disaster. I think it was maybe a tire blowout. I don't know if that was caused by debris. And I think it was in Paris. I think it might have been Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. But I think they probably got rid of Concorde. The decision was made that it was just so expensive.
Yeah.
Because you see, I'll tell you a lovely bit about aviation history, Kareem. I know you're into all sorts. And they're always talking about doing another runway, the next runway for Heathrow. And people are up in arms because the South is very, very heavily polluted aircraft-wise. Now, probably changed a bit since the pandemic. But in 1952, a wonderful, wonderful company called Saunders Roe on the Isle of Wight, which became British Hovercraft and eventually Westland Helicopters. And there was a stishy with the Thatcher government and all that stuff about Westland Helicopters. I think it ended up losing this wonderful company. Now, Saunders Roe built a huge flying boat called the Princess. And the government didn't take up the scheme and they ended up scrapping them. Two beautiful big hulks, and they were massive airliners, but flying boats. Now, you think about it, this country's then surrounded by runways. So you can touch down anywhere. So if you've got Prestwick Airport, you could touch down at the shore, a launch comes out and takes the passengers. But the whole idea of the flying boat and the luxury had gone by then. But flying boats were very, very popular for getting around because you could, especially at the height of empire, because you could touch down in any of the ports. You could touch down in Aden or Malta or just wherever you like, India, Africa, you know, and the seaplanes. So I would say have a look up Saunders Row Princess, and I think you'll be amazed.
Right, okay. Well, are they quite expensive to make, develop, or to run?
Well, any aircraft is expensive to build. You're talking into millions now. I mean, a fighter jet is many, many millions for just a tiny little fighter jet. And a lot of that will be technology. And they've just retired the Hawker Harrier, the jump jet. And Thomas Sopwith of the Sopwith Camel, who was the father of aviation in this country, really. The Sopwith Camel, the Sopwith Pup, fighters in the First World War. And he was one of the first with an aero license. And Thomas lived till he was about, I think, 102 or 105 or something. I can't remember. T.O.M. Thomas Octave Murdoch Sopwith. And the Sopwith aircraft companies. And eventually he was the chairman of Hawkers. So he went from holding one of the first aero licenses in this country, dated, I think, 1912, to seeing the development of the jump jet.
Right, okay.
And his autobiography, no, it's not his autobiography, it's a biography. It's called Pure Luck, because they interviewed Thomas Sopwith, Tommy, and said to him, what do you put your tremendous success down to? And he said, pure luck.
Right, okay.
That was his saying, pure luck. And he was a very, very, very wealthy man, but a very, very nice man, Tommy Sopwith. And he and it had huge yachts and huge racing yachts at the time of Lipton and George V and all that kind of stuff with Britannia. So they were big racing yacht people, stacks and stacks and stacks of money. And at the start of the First World War, his Rolls Royce was getting filled up by the chauffeur at the pumps. And somebody came out and said, you can't do this now. There's petrol rationing. And he reported this to Tommy, and Tommy said, oh, my goodness, I hadn't realized, and put the Rolls Royce up in blocks for the whole war.
Right, okay.
You know, he was just the most amazing guy. And what he did was he went to a Dornier in Germany in the 1930s. He saw that Germany was rearming, and he came back and he said to his own company, Hawker, he said, build some Hurricanes. And they said, who are they for, Sir Thomas? He said, for me. So they built these Hurricanes, and sure enough, along came the disorganized British government and said, we need fighters. Can you get them? He said, yes, I can. And he sold them the Hurricanes.
That's entrepreneurship, I think. That was really good. That was clever.
You know, so I mean, you know, it's not for the faint-hearted, but just an amazing story. And aircraft only get better because of the bigger engines. They get faster.
Yeah, more powerful.
More powerful, yeah. So I hope that you overcome your fear of flying, Kareem.
Thank you. I should be okay once I get on the plane. I will be nervous and highly strung for the 4.5 hours. But you know what? I'll get the tablet. I'll try and watch something.
Well, Kareem, see, when you go on, think to yourself, right, dinky do, Scottie McClue.
I'll watch some of your shows, Scottie.
Yes, and it will calm you right down. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Lovely to hear you.
Well, listen, I'll say good day to you, and if you're on tonight, I'll speak then, okay?
That would be fabulous, Kareem. Take great care of yourself, and thanks again, and dinky do.
Thank you too. Bye-bye, Scotty.
Bye-bye. What a top man. That's our Kareem, a fine fellow. Last night it was on, and there was some interesting stuff. Now, what have we got here? Scotty, I've been following the story regarding the Jacobite rebellion. Simon, it wasn't a rebellion, it was a rising. We tend to look on the rebellion as being a Scottish operation to restore a Catholic to the throne of England. There's huge Lancastrian uprising that joined the Jacobites. Yes. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Hello, Scotland, it's Mark.
Oh, hello, Martin Law. How are you this morning?
Fine, Lala, you?
Yes, absolutely. Which country is the only country to serve alongside the US in every major conflict since World War One?
Yes.
Yes, XJ Biscuit. Pleasure to meet you, Scottish man. The English make good biscuits. I'm the same. I do think Scotland should stand alone, but nothing against England. I love this guy, says Barney. What call union the Scots call slavery? Morning. So there we are. Good morning from Australia. Yes. Kamarahu Maha. Fantastic. I believe there was Scots independence vote a year before England voted, but stay in the EU won. Scott, do you think Boris should resign, or should he stay at the moment? So there we are, Martin. Lots happening on here, La.
Yes.
Now, what's happening with your good self?
I am still training, doing my DJ still. I'm still training now as well, so.
Good. And are you looking forward? Are you going to get your first gig?
Basically, you need to get a PVG done as well.
Oh, yes.
A certificate, like working with kids and all that
Yes,
stuff.
you'll have to get that.
Done. Then to get a couple of other things before I start going out during in public, because there's a few things I need to get before that.
Right.
And as you speak, I am just taking a COVID test now, and my test has come back clear, so I'm fine. So.
Oh, good for you, Martin. Keep going with that. Excellent stuff. And what else is happening then? You've got all the equipment.
Emma's at my mum's now. I'm here in my flat myself. Plus, as well, I'm still watching Take the High Road as much.
Wonderful.
The guys stopped uploading it at the minute, and basically, my day's been good, but I really enjoy listening to you every day, Scott. It's good. Last night's forum was very, very good as well last night as well.
Oh, the forums were amazing last night. Just incredible.
Kareem was good last night as well.
Oh, he's excellent. He's always good, Kareem, like your good self. But the thing is, I didn't like some of the comments from that cheeky guy last night.
I know.
So we'll maybe see if he stays or goes. We will decide as a group. That's the best way to do it, Martin. Listen, lovely to hear you, my dear fellow, and we'll catch up very soon.
So, how are you finding doing it at night now? Are you finding it okay?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely, but we'll see how it goes.
You don't want to burn yourself out again, same as last time?
No, we don't want to do that, Martin, because then you're no use to anybody.
No, you're not, Scotty.
So you're better with just a wee dose of McClue than McClue not being there at all.
Yes.
But we'll see how it goes, because obviously, it was a tough time. It was the middle of winter, blah, blah, blah,
Yes.
Excellent stuff. So you look after yourself and have a great day.
Yes, I will, Scott. I'll phone back tonight if I'm on.
Good. That'd be great, Martin. Dinky do, Lala.
Thank you, dude. Love you, Scotty.
Love you lots. Ta-ra-la. There we are. That's our Martin. You're live in Scottish phone-in. Hello.
Good morning, Scotty.
Good morning. Is that Richard?
It is, Scotty. How are you?
Lovely to have you with us. And I'll tell you, thank you very much. That was fantastic last night.
Scotty, we had a good show last night. I thought your show was fantastic last night.
Last night it was outstanding. I think we're just scratching the surface now, Richard.
Oh, Scotty, you're scratching it, okay?
I've
got to put. Here's my prediction, Scotty. I don't usually indulge in predictions, but Scottie McClue and the Voice of the World Radio is going to go from strength to strength.
I think it is, Richard, just because I'm seeing the green shoots.
Oh, those shoots will grow, Scotty.
You know, the green shoots, and I'll tell you why, because people are crying out for a talk show. What actually
They
happened,
are,
to put you
Scotty.
in the picture, Richard, I did a talk show about, 30 years ago we started, and it was very, very successful, and it's always been very successful. So I've had 30 years of successful talk shows. Now, a
Yes,
lot of
Scotty.
people then see that success and try to imitate it on the radio. So they go to the radio station, say, "Oh, I'd like to do a talk show," and a lot of the radio stations are controlled by music programmers who don't understand talk shows, and they give them a chance, they give them a job. Now, these people end up causing a lot of problems for the station. That means that any talk show, when I go back to a station and say, "Do you fancy a talk show?" Instead of saying, as they used to do, "Absolutely, Scotty," they go, "Well, we did try it. We had one for a while, but it was a bit of a problem." And I think this is caused by other people. I have
See,
never,
Scotty,
ever,
here's what
ever
the problem
caused a
is.
problem.
The art of talk has been lost.
Yes.
The art of the true talk show has been lost.
Yes.
And whenever you listen to today's talk show, they don't want to indulge in conversation. What
No.
they want to do is give you a snippet or a soundbite.
Yes. Give you a soundbite and then you can type in a comment. Now, that's no use. And also, crusty old journalists shouting at their audience is of no interest. I went on to a radio's social media platform one morning, and I started having a discussion with the listeners, just typing in stuff and putting my opinions. And we were having a bigger show going on with SCOTTIE McCLUE on their platform than they were having themselves.
Well, Scotty, that's going to continue.
Yeah.
And I know, I mean, I can see already on TikTok, if you even look at this morning, the vast audience that is coming in.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, Scotty, this is only going to go from strength to strength.
And I think, Richard, the lightheartedness, so people can't get a handle on SCOTTIE McCLUE. And I heard through the grapevine from a very senior person, somebody said, "How come Scotty's not on a national station?" And they said, "Because we don't know what his politics are." Yeah, and I told them, I said, "I don't have any politics. I'm interested in them. I can discuss them, but I am not a political animal." And that's why your talk shows are dying on their backside, because somebody pops up and goes, "I'm right wing," and everybody goes, "Way," and runs to one side of the room. Somebody pops up and goes, "I'm left wing," and they'll go, "Hey," and run to that side of the room. And they're missing out all the interesting chat that separates one person from another.
Yes, Scotty, you're apolitical. You're apolitical.
Yes.
And that's the difference.
And we will be massive in the province. I just know that.
Oh, 100%, Scotty.
You know?
100%. I'm encouraging everybody to get on and come and see SCOTTIE McCLUE. It's been a long time since we've heard you over here. You know, we used to listen to you all the time over here.
Absolutely, and that was the power of the big transmitters, and we need to get back to that. But there's joy on the horizon, because I think I said to you, we've been negotiating with some of the stations. We've been in talks, and I suspect something is about to flourish.
Well, I certainly hope that comes to fruition, Scotty. And before I go, here's the tip of the day in these hard economic circumstances. If you will take your old egg boxes and don't throw them out, if you will take little bits where the egg were, and if you'll put a little bit of peat or soil in there and put your seeds in there, in no time at all, you'll have your own fresh herb garden.
Wow, you are some man, Richard.
So that's the tip of the day.
And these are things that anyone can do. This is what I love about your tips. Anyone can do them. You don't have to be rich or poor or up or down or old or young.
Anyone can do them, Scotty.
This is fabulous. And you could have your own fresh herbs.
Your own fresh herbs that you can put into your food and make delicious food instead of buying expensive ready meals from these takeaway places. So that's the tip of the day. And Scotty, I will speak to you tonight.
Richard.
But in the meantime, thank you for entertaining us, and dinky do.
Dinky do, sir.
Everyone.
Can I leave you with a wee joke?
You can, Scotty.
I'll leave you with a wee joke. I had some time in my hands, so somebody said, "What have you been doing with it?" I said, "I've been putting my spice rack in alphabetical order." And they said to me, "How do you find the time?" I said, "It's just after the rosemary and the sage."
Very good, Scotty.
Take great care of your dear self, sir, and dinky do. Top man. That's our Richard from Northern Ireland. And what a great guy. Just wonderful. Now then, who have we got here? Busy morning. You're live in Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
It's George. Scotty, dinky do to you.
Who is it? Sorry, I missed that.
George.
George, how lovely to hear from you. A big dinky do to you, la.
Dinky do, sir. I must say, I put it to you, Scotty. You're on about the talk shows and how the radio stations don't want anybody to do a talk show nowadays. There's nobody that meets your threshold, Scotty. You cannot be replaced, sir.
Oh, sir, that is a lovely, lovely, kind thing to say.
No, it's true though, Scotty. There's nobody that's as open, as transparent as what you are, and you just don't talk about the one subject. It's off limits for you, and that's a really good character to have and a really good personality.
But I think the thing is, George, there are no limits.
No, and that's a good thing, Scotty. Because see nowadays, with this Partygate with Boris Johnson and Brexit, there shouldn't be any off limits.
No, there shouldn't be, but there is. And if you go too far, then they'll stop you because it doesn't fit with their agenda. And that's actually very, very worrying.
That is.
You know, to see that.
The bias nowadays, all these news organisations, the BBC and whatever, you know, there's not enough independent people that don't have kind of right-wing views or left-wing. You're right in the middle, Scott.
Right down the middle. I mean, I have no problem if somebody comes on here and says, I am very far to the left. I'm not going to dump them. I'm going to ask them why. If somebody comes on here and says, I'm very far to the right, I'm not going to dump them. I'm going to ask them why.
No, and that's it.
You know?
And I remember, as I said to you in the YouTube, the comments, Scotty, I remember when you came on to your radio one night and you asked a very important question, and I'll never forget this, Scotty. You simply asked, why is Dumbarton Castle a castle? Why is it a rock? You were asking something about Dumbarton Castle.
Yes.
And, you know, ever since that, I was wanting to try and get my phone call into you to speak to you on air, but I couldn't get it through, so I'm glad to have this.
Oh, George, amazing.
Opportunity to talk to you now.
A wee opportunity. George, am I not right in thinking Dumbarton Castle is actually a royal residence?
Yes, very true, very true. Mary Queen of Scots, I think, stayed there for a while, and of course Robert the Bruce was allegedly at the bottom of the castle, and he created this the spider's web.
Yes.
And then in the 8th web, he decided to go to war with England as it was there. But as I said, you know, Scotty, it's a marvellous landmark. But you posed an important question there that nobody else in Dumbarton would have posed, because it's a question that needs to be asked.
Well, I think the thing about the Dumbartonians might not realise just how proud they can be of their heritage, because a lot of the Dumbartonians, because of the challenges, the unemployment, blah, blah, you know, are a wee bit down about just what a wonderful place they're in.
That's very true, Scotty.
You know,
Scotty, I've been. You touched on there as well. I heard Kareem. Kareem's a great guy.
I
really
love
enjoyed
Kareem.
listening
I
to him.
just think the man's amazing. He just calls random out the blue, and he sounds good, and he's highly intelligent, and he's interesting, like yourself.
Absolutely. And listen, I hope the man gets over his fear of flying, because there's so many opportunities out there to go and explore the world, and I just want to touch on this, Scotty. I've had a mental health issue for years. When my dad died in 2006, I used to, I had anxiety and panic attacks, and it can be quite debilitating, Scotty.
Yes.
But see, when you do this, Scotty, this helps a lot of folk, I really enjoy it, and I've never commented. I've had the kind of encourage to phone up, but now that I've done it, Scotty,
well, listen, do it again.
How much this helps folk.
Do it again, George. Nobody can take it away from you. You have phoned, and that's it, and that's us. And what I was going to say to you, always have this at the back of your mind, or the front of your mind. Mental health problems are not a weakness. They're a sign of staying strong for far too long.
That's very true, Scotty.
You know?
And seeing that note, Scotty, that just shows how great a broadcaster you are, and how much you should be on a bigger platform. And this will grow, as the guy said before, this will grow seeds and seeds and seeds. And I'm going to start supporting you as well, Scotty, all the way, because you, sir, are a legend. There's no other ways to describe it.
Well, you, sir, are a legend, and I have thoroughly appreciated your call this morning. And that's what I would say to you. And remember, I'm going to leave you with this, and this is an absolutely true story from the phone in. I was on the phone in one night down south, and I was doing, and I got a call, and this guy goes, "Scotty, can I speak to you?" And I said, "Yes, of course you can." He goes, "My dad's died." And I said, "Right." So we had a long chat, and I said, "When did your dad die?" And he said to me, it was something like half an hour ago or an hour ago. And the first thing he'd done was phone in on the radio because he needed somebody to talk to.
There you are, see, and that's what you do to a lot of folks, Scotty. But listen, sir, I'll be back on again tonight, listening to your wise words of wisdom. So dinky do, and you have a lovely day, Scotty.
And you, sir, you are a top man, and dinky do to you. I'll see you, George.
Dinky do, mate.
See you later, top man. There we are. That's George from Dumbarton. The Dumbartonians have so much to be proud of. Right, what have we got here? Scotty, do you think if there's another indie ref, Scottish people who live in England should vote? Well, yes, if you're a Scot, you should get voting, shouldn't you? Good to see you on the LinkedIn the other day, Scotty. Thank you, Inner Peace, because I just started it and I didn't see many people. And then I looked at it yesterday and there'd been a nice crop of people, a good cairn, as we say in Aberdeen. Mental health is suffering from discrimination. It is indeed, user. Hey all, it's today I'm heading to, I don't know where that is, Suki. Sorry about that. Scotty, until 10 p.m. tonight, later all. Welsh, the zombie. Absolutely, Scotty, free of any toxins, good man. Being utmost important for healthy lives. So there we have it. Santino wants to isolate from the world. What time is it for you, Sarush? It's 10:57. It's absolutely incredible. Hello, says the wonderful Jenny. Hello, Jenny. Morning, Captain, from a sunny Great Yarmouth. Neil, we love Great Yarmouth. Scotty for PM says, keep mom safe. Scotty for God. Thank you, Dave, for the promotion. There we are. Only saw a couple of minutes last night. What was the cheeky guy's comments? We didn't read them out, Eurocon. It was on the YouTube chat. And thank you to everybody who sent me pennies on the YouTube chat. So where did we get to? Oh, yes, Simon Entwistle. There was a huge Lancastrian uprising that joined the Jacobite forces as the two were Catholic. What's your reaction? Well, you see, Lancashire has always had a huge Catholic population, a lot of them coming over from Ireland and Preston is Priest Town. And if you go to Preston, there's a gorgeous, gorgeous church with a spire like Salisbury Cathedral. I think it's St. Waldenburgers, you know, and there's a big community of Jesuits in Lancashire as well. Morning, Scottie. Morning, Scott. Lovely to have you with us. Meant to be a nation of 4 equals, Scottie. I wonder. George, Football Manager, you're 100% correct. Morning, Kareem. How are you? Fantastic. Everybody's there. Geez, Scott, it looks like a boat stuck at home, twisted my ankle last night, says Marco. And this morning I had no choice but to listen to you. Dinky do, Marco. Well, Marco, I'm so sorry you had to twist your ankle to get to listen to the world's top talk show. And I hope you're thoroughly enjoying it. There we are. Now, what have we got here? Mr. Martin says, John Myers had the best ideas. It all started with his genius on Red Rose in Preston. You're absolutely right, Mr. Martin. He got me down to do the first talk shows. And I remember the calls. It was great fun. And John sadly passed away. Is it 2 years ago, 3 years ago now? I don't know, in June. And it was John's birthday. The day before yesterday, I think. Incredible. Scottie, what have we got here? Martin Lewis will be proud of the herd tip. Thank you, Dinky Doo. There's Gemma and Marie McCrae. Good morning, Dinky Doo. Good morning, Gemma and Marie McCrae. Lovely to have you with us. Scottie, do you remember when Phil did the Red Rose Sunday Live Fun on the Phones with John Mars? I do. It's Phil here. That's totally made my day. George, you've made everyone's day. Thanks, Scottie, for the chat. George, an absolute privilege to have you on. Lovely. And Dumbarton, the shipbuilding, the distilleries, the industry, absolutely huge. And my favorite teacher ever came from Dumbarton. There we are. Now then, blame everyone but yourself, says Dave. Well done. No, you blame yourself, Dave. What's your view on the current political turmoil in Pakistan? Well, we don't interfere in the foreign policy of other nations. It's not what we do on Scottie McClue, the voice of the world radio talk show. There we are. Hakim is fasting. Are you getting angry when you're fasting, Hakim? Are you getting lots of water down you? I'll have a sip for General Sup, please. Hakim is fasting, and I believe if you're fasting, you can have water. Everybody have a drink of water for Hakim. He's getting angry. And we don't want that again, do we? Fantastic. Now then, who have we got here? There's John Quinlan, who's obviously on the wrong live altogether. John, what we'll do, we'll send you down the Swanee for being a dafty. There we are. He's away. We can say bye-bye to him. Ta-ta, John. Lifetime ban for being an idiot. That's it. He's gone. How are you, Scottie, and the family? Are very well, thank you. Gemma and Marie McCrae. Eamon has sent me finger hearts. Thank you, Eamon. Very, very good of you. Now then, what was the relationship between Kenneth Williams and Sid James? They seem like polar opposites. I don't know, JC. I wasn't familiar with that, but I knew an actor and director who was a great friend of Kenneth Williams. And apparently Kenneth used to get popped on the nose in the tube for going, oh, look at him. Who have we got here? The guy Richard from Northern Ireland is a happy chappy, always laughing. Great stuff, Scottie. You bring the best. Follow us as soon as you can. Guys, it's all very well watching, but are you actually following? All right, that's important as well. Now then, what have we got here? Kareem's boring. Even his dreary voice puts me to sleep. Well, you see, I'm entitled to my opinion, yeah, but Dave, remember you're not a particularly intelligent individual, and Kareem is highly intelligent, so you're never going to understand him. Kareem is a great guy, says Richard. Fantastic. Yes, indeed. Dave, you are jealous. Yes, I think Dave wishes he was Kareem. It's as simple as that. Now, well, hello. We love hearing from you, but we don't like your handle. We think it's inappropriate. So we'll give you a wee lifetime ban. Fantastic. Off he goes. There we are. No, that's that. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Scottie, Jason, hi. Hi, Scottie, it's me again. Good morning, lads. Forever lovely to have you with us. Scottie McClue, Dinky Doo, can you give us some history on Turnent or East Lothian? Yes, a big mining, fishing, and farming area. An absolute larder of largesse and gifts to the world. So Turnent, which I used to pass through every single day, twice a day. Love it. Lovely part of the world. Up the big hill there to Turnent. And there was a lovely saying about Turnent's football club. Lie for it, leave for it, Turnent. Leave for it, Turnent. Leave for it. So does anyone remember Leave for it, Turnent? And you had the coal mining around there, Dalkeith, Turnent, yes, all the other mines there as well, Cockenzie, all round about there. You had the fishing, the harvest of the sea, and huge for fish. And of course, you had the farming in East Lothian. And I lived in East Lothian and I loved every second of it and every nook and cranny and every crook and nanny. God bless the Pope, says J-Mac. Absolutely, J-Mac. God bless His Holiness, the Pope. So there you are. And McMurray and Preston Pans and Dunbar, huge history. Remember Johnny Cope? Cope sent a message through Dunbar saying, Charlie, meet me if you dare, and I'll show you the art of war if you meet Johnny Cope in the morning. And Charlie did meet Johnny Cope and thrashed him. Absolutely thrashed him. Thanks, everybody. How are you, Scottie? We're absolutely fine. Good morning from Paisley. Good morning for Broad Day. Scottie, did you coin the phrase dafty, as you said it in the 90s, and it stayed in the west of Scotland? I was dafty and I was numpty heed were my phrases, and they are now huge. Absolutely huge. The one I don't like that the news people and the politicians are using is ramped up. It's not a real term. And politicians all start, watch and listen to politicians. One will say a thing and the others will nick it and say the same thing. So you'll get a sound bite. So if you said to Boris Johnson, what do you think about another Indie ref for Scotland? He would say, well, it's not the time. You see? Now, the truth is, any time is the time. If we had it today, it would be wonderful. So there we have it. So yes, dafty and numptyhead are Scottie McClue-isms. Hello from Pennsylvania in the USA. First time seeing any of your content. Boo Bowser. How lovely to have you with us from the United States of America. We absolutely love it. Dalkeith Miners Club used to be the cheapest pint in Scotland. Are you sure, AJ Byrne? Because I can remember beer at 2 and 2p a pint. We love the Dalkeith Miners. The Lady Victoria Colliery. Am I right? What about that? Guys, we're going to have to dash. Beautiful TikTokers. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a fabulous day. Love and blessings. Stay fabulous. Join us at 10 o'clock sharp tonight. This is Scottie McClue saying dinky doo to every one of you. Ta-ra, lads. Oh, that's our beautiful TikTokers have had to dash. Lovely to have you all with us today, guys. What a fabulous show this morning. Join me tonight at 10 o'clock sharp. Right here. You can get us on TikTok. You can get us on the YouTube channel. TikTok is at Scottie McClue. Get us on the YouTube channel, Scottie McClue, Voice of the World Radio Talk Show. We've just changed it to that. You can get us on Twitch at Scottie_McClue, and you can get us on Facebook Live and LinkedIn Live. I'm going to have to dash. Love you lots.